And we have news about one of the players, major players maybe of the market, pioneers, to share with our viewers and followers. It is about the new acquisition of GWS in Racha. Georgian Wines and Spirits Company has acquired a fully equipped winery named Zedache, surrounded by 9 hectares of vineyards in the heart of Racha. The estate is located in the Sadmeli village, part of the famous Khvanchkara company and factories. In the vineyard, the most emblematic grape varieties of Racha are cultivated. 30% Alexandroli, 70% Mujuretuli. GWS already owns 9 hectares of 17-year-old vineyards in Sadmeli. With this new acquisition, the company now fully controls a total of 18 hectares in Racha, making GWS one of the most biggest producers in the Khvanchkara region. Having a winery on site at the vineyards will enable GWS to guarantee the high quality of its wines by the stemming and crushing freshly hand-picked grapes and fermenting this while avoiding lengthy transportation.
And we can also offer an interview with Philippe Lespy, winemaker and CEO with a PhD in grape varietals, biology and physiology, majoring in vineyards, flowering, and with the experience of working at some of the renowned chateaux in France and Morocco. Since 2013, Philippe is GWS's winemaker and CEO.
Yeah, and as for GWS itself, it's one of the largest, as I mentioned, wines and spirits companies in Georgia, headquartered in the city of Tel Aviv, still, Kakheti, besides acquisition. So it has built its reputation on quality and integrity, backed by, Elena, 45 years, you know that?
Immense.
45 years of experience, international presence, and numerous awards.
And for the full picture, let's mention also that GWS is a subsidiary of Marush Beverages, an international producer and distributor of sparkling wines and spirits based in Switzerland. Since 2012, Marush Beverages has invested more than 20 million euros in the development of its vineyards and wineries in Georgia. GWS currently owns and controls 400 hectares of vineyards in different microzones in eastern and western Georgia, as well as extensive winemaking and bottling facilities.
Okay, I think it's time to meet Philippe. Philippe, great to host you in our Forbes studio. So thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for your invitation.
Yeah, it's a great pleasure. And at the same time, for me, it's worth to mention that I will begin with your quote. It's about 8 or 9 years ago. Let me say that Katsiteli, Guruli, Kachurim Tzvane, no European wine can compete with these Georgian wines. My first question is, what is today Georgian wines' competitive advantage, and do you feel the same as you quoted just 8 or 9 years ago, maybe? In your
I think it was nine years ago.
9 years
yes.
ago.
My first part of this answer will be I confirm, and I will even add some other varieties. Because we have really specific varieties in Georgia. We have really specific potential in this. This small country is really not small for wine production. It's really a major country for wine production. And I spoke about Katsiteli, Mswane, Goroli, Kachurim Mswane. I can add now even Otskhanori Sapere. I can add
It's going to be another your new quote now.
Yes. So when you will invite me in the next 9 years, I will add.
Before the definitely.
Thank you very much. this is one of the competitive advantage of the country, and after we have as well some specific situation in GWS. But yes, definitely, when we are talking about Chardonnay, you have Chardonnay everywhere in the world. Georgia is capable to produce very high level Chardonnay, but we have Chardonnay everywhere. Katsiteli, Mswane, some other specific, very specific varieties, Saperavi.
And
it
limited.
is really something which is the heart of this country, and it is really what can make the difference between today Georgia and some other countries.
How important innovation portion in winemaking in this industry is? I'm talking with the company which in reality was a pioneer of the winemaking rebirth, let me say so, during our independence. So how important the portion of innovation is in technologies, in the processing, in harvesting, all the details?
We have I think two very important directions today in GWS. Direction number one is exactly what you mentioned. We needed to have a lot of investment, financial investment, in order to reput this beautiful and big GWS where it had to be. And today I think it is the case. Anyway, all this investment were helping us in terms of vineyard production, winemaking, aging in barrels and etc. They must be combined with a very good knowledge of the country. When I came, I didn't know anything about Georgia. Today, after 9 years, I know maybe a little bit, but I still need to understand and to appreciate more the country.
But you still consider that the world should know more about Georgia?
For sure, definitely. One of the key, I told some minutes ago, is the rare varieties you have. The second key, which can make the difference, and at GWS we are working a lot, the main difference between us and some other wineries are based on the terroir. What we are doing today with the terroir, I think, is very important. We are working a lot on the soil, on the field. We are working a lot on, let's say, the climate. We are installing meteorologic station in every vineyard. And I will tell you just one example. You will understand everything. Acura. We have 63 hectares of vineyard. It is Saperavi. When I came, 2013, we were doing a very nice and very beautiful wine in Acura. Today, in the 63 hectares, we are doing 6 Saperavi.
What happened?
What happened is we know the terroir, and we are capable today to make the difference in the 63 hectares between the different terroirs. When I came, we were considering one field. Today, we are considering GWS Acura as 6 different fields. And we are working differently in the vineyard. We are working differently in the winery. And we are producing 6 different Saperavi.
Your story about Acura, are you trying to highlight that during this period, it's a part of the story about innovation and about knowledge and education, how to do better? We are growing?
It's absolutely what I want to say, and the last word is really the most accurate: education.
Education.
When I came, I was talking with my staff, and my staff was underlining that, you know, Philippe, there is difference between this Saperavi and this Saperavi. Now we know, and now we control the difference, and now we are capable to see that every year we are capable to find the same difference. So it is really terroir. It's really a difference in terms of potential.
Acura is a fantastic sample and story, as I mentioned, but at the same time, another traditional question what I have to all the managers and entrepreneurs is pandemic 2020. How was that for GWS, and what there's something specific besides pandemic, what has reflected to the business processing?
About the business processing, you understand already, I think, the answer I will give you. The situation was complicated by the regulation. These regulations were totally agreed and accepted, and they were absolutely normal. First idea as an international group is to protect our workers, etc. And we were, I think, really one of the first to put in place all the sanitary, the health measures inside the winery to protect our staff. Despite these difficulties, I have to say that the situation in terms of export of GWS was not so bad, and we almost, I will say, we almost achieved our normal budget. Like the year before, despite this very bad situation. And you know, there is one very important point. It's not just GWS, because on the overview, Georgia really did a fantastic job in 2020.
You're talking during the pandemic.
Absolutely. 2019, 93 million bottles exported. 2020, with the pandemic, 92. So only 1 million bottles left, which is really another great difference between Georgia and the main wine production countries who suffered by far more.
What's going on within the international market, Philippe? You are in charge because your GWS is a part of quite influential international group. So, and how was demand? What happened during pandemic year within the wine international market? Has it been changed dramatically?
Yes, the situation, you know, you cannot make any globalization, because some estates, some wineries, some big producers were, I will say, saving almost the situation. And for some of the producers, the year 2020 was finally achieved with not a big devaluation in terms of volume, but some other producers in France, in Spain, in South America, for example, were drastically, let's say, damaged by this pandemic.
Philippe, what do we have right now is that GWS is growing its business and presence in Georgia, and that's another reason why we met. So I want to speak more about Racha. I want to speak about new acquisition, about the new project. Is it the beginning or not of the birth of the new brand? What's the strategy and tactics of the company?
This question is very central for us, because now we will speak a little bit about strategy. First of all, GWS regularly is receiving offers about wineries, vineyard for purchase. But you know, when we want to purchase, let's say, an estate, a vineyard, winery, we must answer positively to different questions. We have technical questions, we have strategic questions, financial questions as well, because the price can be expensive, etc. And we are very often refusing offers because this does not match with our strategy. Racha is really a good example. We had vineyard.
You did?
Yes, we had a vineyard in Racha, and this is just the confirmation GWS want to be more present in West Georgia. We have today vineyards in Racha. With this acquisition, we have a winery now, an additional vineyard in Racha. We have vineyard as well in Martuili region. We have 12 hectares, and we are maybe in process to have a little bit more. Personally, I believe a lot in West Georgia. Careti, of course, is the heart of Georgia in terms of wine production, but we must really not forget other regions. And The group today, the group is present in Careti, present in Kartli, is present in West Georgia with Racha and Martwili region. I am very, very, very interested, for example, in Imereti, where I see there is a lot of potential in some specific region. And yes, you're absolutely right. This must push GWS in the future for to produce different style of wines. Yes.
For the finalizing our conversation, another quote of yours: "We believe that winemaking, wine arts development needs definitely innovation and further development. Our new purchase, our new acquisition in Racha is a part of our vision and strategy." That's your words, correct me if I'm wrong, but at the same time you are pointing about wise investments in the industry, but highlighting the importance of innovation and new technologies.
Yes, it is. I think it is crucial if we, as Georgia, us as GWS, if we want to exist in the wine world, we must change a little bit our, let's say, way of working. We must a little bit increase in general our level. It is crazy in Racha to produce Alexandreuli Mujoretuli only. We must produce by far other varieties. Alexandreuli Mujoretuli is the core of the market, but we must have by far other varieties. Careti, Saperavir, Katsiteli, Soane, some 2 or 3 other varieties. Excuse me, in Careti we must have 25, 30 varieties, I think. That will give to Georgia, because in GWS we are exactly going to that direction today. We wanted to multiply, I will say, the number of varieties. We wanted to adapt these varieties to the terroir we discovered, we found in GWS territories. And I think it is the solution for us to increase, to improve the quality, the general quality of our wines, to increase and improve in general for Georgia the general quality of Georgian wines, and that will give us another, I will say,
boost?
I think so, a boost, a competitive advantage. I will reuse once more this word, but we must be more present in terms of quality. It's absolutely our goal. We will never compete in terms of volume. We must stop. We must stop thinking that 10, 15 million bottles is nothing compared with some other big producer. I will just give you one example.
Please.
One example. Today, Georgia is 40, more or less 48,000 hectares. The biggest vineyard owner today is in Chile, 76,000 hectares. So one producer is bigger than the whole Georgia. We must not compete with volume. We must compete with quality, and Georgia is capable to compete with quality, with its potential, with its, let's say, this territory is made for wine quality.
I wonder, as an editor-in-chief of Forbes in Georgia, in regards of your third quote, which will definitely exist, Georgia should not compete with volumes. It should compete with quality.
Yes.
That will definitely be one of the most popular quotes of yours. Philippe, thank you so much for being with us.
It is a very big pleasure to be here today. Thank you very much. Madlubadi.
We are BMG. Follow and subscribe for business and economics news.